Number 10. Isolda the Huntress had a secret relationship with Skior that was kept under the radar. A lot of companions suspected this, but could never prove it. Those who would spy on them would sometimes see them leave in the middle of the night to hunt together. The interesting thing is that out of all the companions, Isolda is the only one who doesn't want to give up her lycanthropy at the prospect of a cure. It is believed that the reason for this is because Skior died a lycan, which means his soul is sent to the Daedric realm of Hircine, the hunting grounds. It is believed that Isolda wants to die a lycan to meet again with his lover in Oblivion. Number 9. If you marry Isolda, a Khajiit caravan might make a stop at the wedding. It is a rare circumstance, but it happens every so often. Even rarer considering the fact that you never get to see more than a few Khajiits together inside of towns, as it is forbidden by Skyrim law. The reason this happens for Isolda's wedding is because in secret, she deals with narcotics and sells them to the caravans for profit. Number 8. It is the custom of the orcs that only the chief is allowed to have wives and produce offspring, as it is the right of the strongest of the clan. Chief Mahulak, on the other hand, has children but no wives. The Orc Female Uglars was actually meant to be his wife early in development, but the quest where she was going to appear was scraped. The chief comments that his wife died in childbirth, when in reality his actual wife left him to live in the wilds, as she felt more in nature out there. The quest would have the wife come back to him and realize the mistake that she had made. Number 7. Another NPC that didn't make it to release was Argi Farseer, who was supposed to be the sister of Idgrud Ravencrown, the Jarl of Morthal. What's interesting about this is that Idgrud always makes you believe that she has supernatural powers, that somehow she can see into the future and is more than what meets the eye. For the most part, this is taken with a huge grain of salt until you realize that the sister she was going to have is being called a Farseer, possibly alluding to the fact that she could also see into the future and had some form of mystical power, which makes you think maybe Ravencrown does actually have supernatural powers. Number 6. There's literally no way to know the real name of Sapphire, regardless of how hard you look. Even if you really want to make a cool video for YouTube and you want to surprise people, life is just sometimes not that easy. There's nothing, nada. Her last name is Mallory, but that's it. If you pay close attention, however, and you find Sapphire sleeping in the guild, you'll find a book below the bed named Fall from Glory that details a thief who has infiltrated the guild for 2 years, trying to figure out where the curse is coming from. The author of the book is Nithilis Lidari, which could be an anagram for a real name, since nobody would put his real name in the book while doing spy work. It's suspicious since you find the book below Sapphire, but she doesn't really fit the profiles for such a person. The one thing I can tell you though is that Sapphire used to be part of the Dark Brotherhood, murdering people for a living, but ended up moving to the Thieves Guild simply because the pay was better. Number 5. The Civil War was never General Tullius versus Ulfric Stormcloak, but in fact Rike versus Ulfric Stormcloak. You see, Rike and Ulfric used to be good friends, and in fact they were both there present when the Empire signed the White Gold Concordat. They both cared deeply for Skyrim and wanted it to succeed. From the same angle, 2 different points of views originated though. One that would form the Stormcloaks and their ideals, and one that would defend Skyrim's position in the Empire as its chief lieutenant. During the Civil War, you can hear Rike still believing in Talos, a fact that surprised even General Tullius. Rike believed that with the help of the Empire, Skyrim could defeat the elves and be allowed to pray to Talos once more, whereas Ulfric believed that he could do it without the Empire's help. Both express extreme sorrow when fighting each other, Ulfric going as far as begging Rike to stop fighting so she wouldn't have to die. General Tullius never really cared for Skyrim, he was only a random general that the Emperor chose to help deal with the Civil War. If it wasn't because of the Civil War, he wouldn't even be there. Just like the Stormcloak's ideologies are centered around Ulfric, the ideologies of Skyrim's Empire side are centered around Rike. She's the true spiritual leader of Skyrim in this regard. Number 4. These are one of the most rare, non-unique, non-armor clothes that you can find in the game, with only a handful of NPCs in Skyrim actually possessing them, and those that do not respawn. Some of them even require the Perfect Touch perk to even steal it from them. It is considered to be one of the most revealing clothes for females in the game, and was actually featured in the Bar Wench concept art for the game. In spite of being extremely revealing, Rocky wears it, who happens to be the only adult-looking character in Skyrim that is classified as a child, which probably means she was intended to be a teen. Outrageous. Shell, another user of this garment, is the wife of an orc chief, a chief that possesses multiple wives. Yet, it is stated that Shell is his favorite, and that only she knows how to please him. And I think we know how. Number 3. Grell the Kind is anything but. As the headmistress of the orphanage, she yells at the children, she mistreats them, and even goes as far as to prevent them from being adopted. Not a very good person overall. It goes way farther than that though. If you look around the orphanage, you will notice that there is a small room in the corner where you can find multiple shackles where the children were most probably hanged from to be punished, possibly left there for hours if not days, only being left with a bucket to do their business on. Number 2. Serena, when she was a young adult, was offered to Molag Bal so he could rape her. This is the process that transformed her into a vampire. It is believed that the process was done in a temple, and that is why she's mortally afraid of them, which is why she refuses to marry you in the game, claiming that she hates temples and doesn't want to go near them. Through tactical dialogue choices and very specific story decisions, the Dragonborn can actually cure her vampirism. The process can easily be botched and irreversibly screwed if one were to click the incorrect dialogue option. When you meet the now human Serena, she will reveal that her natural eyes are indeed green. Gorgeous. Number 1. It seems that there was a bunch of content that was removed from Elisif the Fair. In fact, there is data that shows that the Dragonborn could at some point marry her, possibly becoming the High King of Skyrim. But that's not the coolest part about the cut content. If you cheat and make Elisif killable and then kill her, some hidden secret dialogues will appear in certain NPCs.
It is whispered that one of the Daedric princes himself is behind the murder of Elisif. It would seem even the nobility of Oblivion favors our cause.
Spooky. I hope you all enjoyed it, guys, and I'm sorry about the Buzzfeed style video. I just thought it would be funny, and don't I know you liked it, so don't even. And this is just a character that is in the game that for whatever reason has this name. Don't ask me. For whatever reason the developers needed it to be in there, so that's that. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys next time.